Drop 'em. One hook and I'll rock 'em. One more and I'll stop 'em. Call the fighter, I'll off 'em. Off 'em. If he reach, then I'll pop 'em. Street sweeper, I'll wash 'em. Homicide, come and chalk 'em. Drop 'em. One hook and I'll rock 'em. One more and I'll stop 'em. Call the fighter, I'll off 'em.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Conor Benn relinquished his British boxing license. We're going to dive into ESPN, and then we're going to discuss it after. Conor Benn. Conor Benn reveals second failed drug test, blames contamination. Welterweight contender Conor Benn has revealed he failed 2 voluntary drug tests ahead of his 157-pound catchweight bout with Chris Eubank Jr. earlier this month. Benn, 21-0 with 14 knockouts, has been due to fight Chris Eubank Jr. in a highly anticipated extension of their father's infamous 1990s rivalry. But Benn tested positive by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, VADA, for a banned substance, clomiphene. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. A female fertility drug that can boost testosterone levels in men. The British Boxing Board of Control refused to sanction the fight, leading to its cancellation. Speaking to The Sun, Benn, who is ESPN's number 8 boxer at 147 pounds, said he failed 2 tests, first on July 25th and again on September 1st, adding he believes contamination must be the cause. And this is a quote from Conor Benn. I was informed of the first fail, and I thought it's probably a faulty test, Benn said. I thought we'll get to the bottom of it. We're still trying to do that. We're making progress. But the way it's been blown up has affected me so much. My innocence will be proven. It has to be. I passed all my UCAD tests, which people aren't talking about. I've passed all my tests in and out of camp. I've been a professional for 7 years and never failed a test. I signed up for VADA in February, so it doesn't make any sense. Why would I take something then? Trace amounts were found, the tiniest of traces. The only thing I can think of is contamination. I've never taken anything. I never have done, never would. It's not what I stand for. It's not what my team stands for. Why would I take the biggest fight of my life, sign up to VADA, and then take this substance? If you Google this substance, it stays in your system for months. Do I look like an idiot? The BBB of C announced on Wednesday that allegations of misconduct against Benn were upheld at a Friday hearing. Benn voluntarily relinquished his boxing license on the morning of the hearing, which he was legally represented at. So, quick summary, the B sample came back and it was positive. Conor Benn, on the morning of the hearing, relinquished his license. And so he's saying that it's due to contamination, he believes. What's your reaction to the news, Conspiracy?
Hold on. So he didn't have the hearing. He just gave up his license before the hearing.
He gave up his license before the hearing. On the morning of the hearing, he gave up.
Kind of whack. That's kind of whack. But
yeah,
I'll say this. I want to believe him. You know, I really do. Because it does make it like the way he's presenting it is like, yo, come on. If you know that this drug's gonna be in your system for dumb long, why would you then sign up for VADA? You know, like. It's like he kind of set himself up. So I honestly believe, like, if in fact this was the case, he didn't know he was taking it, you know, and this could have happened, or maybe the test was contaminated, right? But you know what I said before, man, I was joking, but I was serious. You know, Conor Benn, bro, I'm telling you, if I would have went to the hearing, like, yo, fellas,
don't do it, G, don't do it.
All the brothers in here could relate. You know what I'm saying? You ever had that wet? You know what I mean? Come on, son. Come on.
Gee.
You know how I feel. That wet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, you know.
It's a family show.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to be as PG.
Between TBE with the Biggie reference and G, this is just
I'm
real
just
off the
saying, I'm
rails.
trying to be as PG as I can be, but the WAP.
Oh, YouTube's already flagging all our videos and limiting like advertisement from the moment we post them. So
yeah, but I'm just saying though, when it's wet, it's wet. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that could have been the reason.
What's wetter than wet, G? What's wetter than wet?
Wet. You know what I'm saying? So he was in the wet. He was in the wet. Next thing you know, he got VADA tested, and they were like, "Yo, fam, I don't know what's going on with you."
Yo, G.
So, you tested positive. He's like, hold on, for what? They're like, yo, for fertility drugs. I mean, come on, son. That seems like the logical explanation. I'm just saying, but I actually agree with I want to believe what Conor Benn is actually saying. I don't believe he's that foolish to risk it all, especially for this fight because of the legacy behind it. I don't think he was careless. I don't think he'll be careless enough to finally be like, hey, you know what? Let me try doing this drug. It's either he's been doing this drug all along and he thought he had a way to beat the system and got caught, or it was just some type of situation that it just popped up on his test results. But I like to believe that Conor Benn wasn't purposely trying to take performance enhancement drugs to defeat Chris Eubank Jr.
Dollar bill.
Right. Yeah, man. Like I said the last term, I would like to give the young man, and like G said also, man, like I would like to believe the kid, and I would love to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, I'm not too intelligent on the drugs and all that stuff that they put in their bodies or whatever. But I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, man. I mean, a man is only as good as his word, you know? If this happens again, then we know what it is. Can it be a contamination? Does he need to look into his team? Did somebody do something, put something in some water if he's really feeling like he really didn't do it? Or did he really get caught? You know? And this is backpedaling. What's up, G?
I forgot to add that something you said reminded me of it. The fact that he relinquished his license, though, before the hearing kind of implies he's guilty, I must say. Because it's like if he was innocent, you would go to the hearing and try to defend your name.
Mm-hmm. Or he could just be young and emotional. He could just be young and emotional.
Maybe.
Like, and petty.
I don't need y'all boxing license. Take it.
You know what I'm saying? No, y'all trying to play me and dog me, throw me under the,
It's my fault I got in the wet.
You know, but somebody really needs to take a hard look at themselves, you know, in their team. And if he's really feeling like what he said in the thing, like he has never did anything, you feel something happened. Something happened.
Contaminated what? No, so see, this is the problem with y'all. When it rubs off, it's like contagious. You know what I'm saying? Like, no pun intended. No pun intended. I'm just saying, like, gosh, man, like, sheesh. Forgive me, I didn't mean to.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Conor Benn. I don't know what to say. It was basically, you know what? The young man, it was you guys who made me go and check up on Conor Benn. You know, when we had an episode a long time ago when they was talking about Conor Benn fighting my homie AB. And you know, and you guys was high on Conor, made me go do some homework. You know, and I started to like the kid. So hopefully this never happens again. Hopefully, like all the other, look, everybody's been accused of cheating in this sport, right?
For the most part, I feel like.
Yeah, they done accused Floyd blood doping. They done accused Pacquiao. They accused Canelo. They done accused anybody who was on top at the time had at least got one accusation against them or something that is foul. You know,
don't even have to be at the top.
Yeah, you know.
Here's what it is. Like, I'm gonna tell you the motto. Sorry to cut you off, bro, but this is just what it is. Like, anyone who's stronger than you is on the juice. That's how people think. I'm telling you, because I see it in the gym all the time. Like, people like accuse me, like, oh, I'd be like, whatever, man. Like, at this point, like, you just gotta accept the fact that some people are stronger than you. Some people can run farther than you. Some people can run faster than you. Some people can jump higher than you. That's just life. But yeah,
I'm just saying that the reasons are getting crazy. We got cheese, we got taco meat, we got wild boar meat, we got we got wet. You know what I'm saying? We got everything.
You do that.
He's throwing it in there like the streets.
The wet hasn't been confirmed yet.
I know. I'm telling you, I already know that's the answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I'm gonna faint if that comes out to be true. I'm good.
Right, we need to do
I know, right? Can you imagine? I look at
my phone and just pass out.
A recent study shows that female fertility drug.
Hey man, who wants to participate in the balls deep participation?
The balls deep experience.
Right? We got to determine if the wet is the cause of this in brother's bloodstream. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, we definitely just. Oh man, geez.
Yo, they're definitely flagging this.
We ain't getting monetized.
They're flagging this one, bro. This is.
Oh, I'm done, man.
TVE.
Conor, you got to do an inside investigation. You know how like these companies
inside investigation.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. From what I just read, from what I just heard, it sounds like he know what it is, but he's trying to find a scapegoat or loophole. Because it seemed like UCAT's a little lenient with their restrictions and regulations, and he was moving on willy-nilly over there, and he was getting bowed for that. But as soon as he signed up for VADA, now everything want to pop up. You should have read the fine print, my boy, and you didn't. So that's why it's coming your way. And like G said, as soon as he relinquished his license before the hearing instead of defending himself, is a little fishy and suspect to me. Like, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna be like, yo, VADA disrespect me. I don't even want that. I'm relinquishing my license. It's like, so I feel Conor knows what's going on. I'm not gonna accuse till he's proven guilty, but Conor, your math ain't mathing, bro. It's not mathing, all right?
Or Conor's like, yo, I ain't no snitch. So he's like, yo, just take my license because I ain't ratting out the squad. You know what I mean? Because it could have been his nutritionist or dietitian or something that's sprinkling a little extra on his salads, dog. You never know out here, man. Everybody blaming all kind of meats. So who knows, dog? I'm just saying. He probably got the wild boar meat that Tyson Fury had.
No, there's so many explanations and there's so many ways it can go. But like one of the things they teach you, like in law school, in the legal profession, is you're allowed to use your common sense. So like, don't think that like you always have to have like rationale or whatever. So like, say I was making a closing argument, right? In a case, I can use my common sense based on what I have. I don't have to like act like I know all the answers or whatever, but I'm allowed to use my common sense. You're allowed to use your common sense. So Conor Benn test positive for a banned substance. He just spoke about how he's been clean all 7 years of his career, right? But you just popped before the biggest fight of your career. Now, people told me that negotiations have been ongoing for months now. Remember when I said, oh, they got Eddie Hearn got the fight done with Conor Benn faster than he got the fight done between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. People were in the comment sections telling me real quick, oh, it took them months to negotiate this. Cool. So if he knew he was in negotiation for months, could he not have taken it months ago and thought it would clear his system by the time he signed up for VADA, right? Now that's a possibility. Go ahead, Dollar Bill.
No, and right when you said it before you started, I thought about the quote that you always use during this situation. Either, I want you to say it, either be good.
Oh, be good or be good at it. That's Lil Wayne, because you know I'm going there.
Yeah.
I'm going there with this. You know I'm going there with this. So he knew he had months in advance. So they said they found trace amounts, right? Trace amounts. So when would I sign up for VADA testing?
When I think it's on
when I thought that I'm clean, right? Yeah. So okay. So he's saying, why would I sign up? You know what? I hate that. That's the dumbest excuse in the book, right? You know, a lawyer once got disbarred. And the lawyer got disbarred because he made this. Well, this isn't the only reason he got disbarred. He got disbarred because he showed up to his hearing wearing like a George Washington suit or something. The guy was off his rocker. But the argument he made, no ball. I'll pull it up for you on YouTube. You can take a look at it. It's insane. But he made an argument that a murder couldn't have been done by his client because his client was such a good criminal. He never would have done such an amateur job, right? He never would have left. His client was such a skilled criminal that this horrible crime was beneath him, right? That's basically the same argument that Conor Benn is using. Like, I know how this drug works. It stays in your. Why would I sign up for? Bro, you're not telling me nothing. You're not. What does that mean? Like, I'm too skilled to mess up. Well, you did. Well, you did. So just to run through this, they were negotiating this fight for months, right? You can take this drug and it stays in your system for months, but then it goes away. So they've been negotiating this fight for months, meaning he knew he was going to be fighting Chris Eubank Jr. for months. So he could have been taking it and then signed up for VADA once he thought it cleared his system. That's a reality. Now, was there motive for Conor Benn to want to put on more muscle? Was there motive for Conor Benn to want to be bigger in this fight than any of his other fights in the past 7 years? Yes. Well, why is that, Caden? He's moving up 2 weight classes. Normally, he's not moving up 2 weight classes. This time, he's moving up 2 weight classes, and I'll see that and raise you one more. He's fighting a rival for legacy, a rival who beat his dad, and now he gets the chance to avenge his family name by beating that man's son. Is that not motive? So now, let's just take a look. He knew months in advance he was fighting Chris Eubank Jr. He's moving up 2 weight classes to fight Chris Eubank Jr., and there's legacy attached to it. Is that not enough motive for you? Like I said, you could leave your common sense. You don't have to leave your common sense at the door. You don't. You don't. So what do you think is more likely? That he had some contaminated meat? He dived into a contaminated box? Or do you think that he was motivated to win the biggest fight of his career, moving up 2 weight classes and avenging his family's name, and he was juicing months ago, and he thought it cleared his system, and once he thought he cleared his system, that's when he signed up for VADA. Now, if you told me he was signed up for VADA for the entire year, I would be on his side. But no, he thought he was cleared, and that's when he signed up for VADA. I'm telling you, I would get a guilty on this ASAP. This would be one I'm telling you, I wouldn't even get to go to lunch, because right after I close and I'm about to leave, they'll be like, Counselor Caden, can you come back here, please? I'll be like, yes, the jury has reached a verdict already. He's guilty. That's why he doesn't want to go sit in front of the people in the hearing, because he knows he's guilty. He can't give you no rational explanation except contamination. Why is a female fertility drug inside your male body? Because it went up my urethra.
Yo, man, the backstroke, man.
Stop.
He had a mean backstroke.
You don't have to lose your common sense, man.
A mean backstroke.
Wet, yo. All in the name of the
deep. When you go balls deep, you know what I mean?
Okay.
In the name
I
of
don't
the
care
wet
what you saying, Katie.
Okay, you
It
got
was the box.
what you say?
wet
You said
wet.
you go balls deep. You would have to put your balls in it and still wouldn't get the contamination. So stop playing with me, man. Like I said, you can't lose your common sense. You don't have to. You can look at things in its proper perspective and understand. In addition to that, look at how much weight he put on in muscle. Now we're all human beings, right? I want to put on muscle. You know what I got to do? I got to bulk up, which means that I put on body fat percentage so I get the chance to build muscle. And then I get to walk around and people are being like, man, what's going on, man? You eating too much or whatever, right? Then once I build the muscle, I have to lose body fat percentage so my definition can show. And then once I lose that and my definition shows, people like, what's going on, man? You eating, man? You look like you ain't eating, man. What's going on? You had to go through all that transformation.
I know.
He didn't go through none of that. He didn't go through none of that. He just straight went to having muscle, pounds of muscle. It don't work that way. I'm telling you, it don't work that way.
This
don't work that way.
Special edition of Boxing Bros Law and Order.
Come on, man. You know that. I'm just saying, they tell you that. That's the one thing. You don't have to leave your common sense at the door. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to doubt, people think that doubt means like, everything in life has doubt. There is some doubt, right? But if you go to your mailbox and there's mail in there, common sense tells you the mailman came through and dropped it off, right? Come on now. Like, you don't have to sit around like, come on, there's always doubt. Oh, how do you know the mailman did it? Sure, my neighbor could have done it, right? But who most likely gonna have access to my mailbox? Like, seriously, like to my mail and be able to bring it. That's what I'm saying. Like, at some point, you gotta use your common sense, and you can't keep giving everyone the benefit of the doubt. That dude's dirty. I don't need to deliberate. He's guilty.
It's like he cheated to me. I don't know. I was trying to go, you know what I mean?
I was trying to be nice about it. I was trying to cradle him. You know what I'm saying? Put his head on my shoulder. Do one of these numbers.
Yo, you know what it is, bro? I'm telling you, because we come from an environment where we're like, hey, man. You know what I'm saying? If you would tell me you ain't did it, then you ain't did it. And if you did, then that's family business. So we just sitting back like, nah, but the way I see it is you already in the hurt business. Then you got a dude draining himself to make weight to try to come fight you, and you couldn't even give him the decency of giving him 160. At least if you knew you was cheating, give that man 160. You want every advantage in the book. You want to be juiced to the gills, and you want him drained. You feel me? And then we wonder why Chris Eubanks Sr. running around here crying like, I don't want to lose my son. Exactly. I don't want to lose my son. Like, come on, man. I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
He must have knew something. He must have knew
something. For me, it's just a lot of fishy business. And also his daddy, when he fought, I think it was a Gerald I can't even remember the name.
McCullum?
Huh? No, not McCullum. Gerald, maybe it is that. But his dad was accused of taking steroids in that fight. Beat the brakes off that man, ruin that man's career. What's his name? I can't remember.
I think it was McCullum.
Maybe. All right, Gerald McCullum. I think you might be right. Gerald McCullum might be his name. Yeah. It's a black guy.
Yeah. And he's in paralyzed, right? In a wheelchair.
I think so. Because that fight, people are talking about
terror. He was a terror out of Crunk Gym.
Yep.
Why are the gyms?
Yeah, I think that's And people are talking about how his dad tested positive for steroids with that because they said he had blood on there was Conor Benn Nigel Benn's blood on his glove and on his stuff. They had that blood tested and they said it tested positive for steroids. And so I'm just saying, man, like, come on now. So we sit here talking like I'll give people the benefit of the doubt, but not in the hurt business, man. Like, and it's not like this is something you could eat and it's in meat. Like clenbuterol, that's in meat. We know that. right? There's certain substances that Dillian White got suspended for 2 years. What he took was in Jack 3D, and we know that. G shared his Jack 3D experience. We know what Jack 3D was about. You know what I'm saying? So there are certain people who have certain excuses where it's like, okay, you can accept that. But come on, this drug, come on, Conor. And then you didn't even show up to the meeting, to the hearing. Why? You didn't want to answer the tough questions, but you want to prove your innocence, right? You know what I mean? Like, stop playing. And I was going to say something. I'm going to say it off. I'm going to say it during the break. But you keep talking about blaming it on the wet, right? But typically, it's what goes in, if you understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to just leave it at that.
Unless it's squirting. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is definitely a flag, man. Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe.
We ain't going to talk about the John like that around me.
Please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. Caden just put the nail in the coffin. Guilty.
Shame on you,
doom, doom, doom.
Gee, it's not shame on the wet.